Happy Wednesday. I hope you are doing well and I hope you had a beautiful early week so far. So, it has been a really interesting week in the world of politics and within the DMV area as well. I'm just so happy to know the political environment has somewhat toned down, and we can just now focus on this beautiful Christmas and New Year season. So the topic of never stop, never giving up has been on my mind for really some time now, and I just never really came across to talk about it. But it has been on my mind for a while, and this to me is a very important and a very essential topic that I feel really needs to be addressed. So, what does it mean to never give up? It really means sticking with something when it's difficult and when it looks like it's not going good at all. We have all experienced times in our lives where we've been tempted to give up. Maybe you tried something once and it didn't work. Or you tried something that you just didn't expect it for it to turn out that way. And when you're in that moment, it's really easy for you to feel discouraged. But you have to always keep going in order to fulfill the purpose of your journey and of your life. Have you noticed today in our society, people just don't seem to have the same drive and determination as they once did? And I really believe that it has a lot to do with our lives being just so automated. And in some ways, it's made life so much easier. But in a lot of ways, it's made things harder. I can just look back, back in my childhood, and I remember back in the days where, the things that my mother and my grandmother and my auntie, what they would do, just to make a phone call, they would have to go to these stores and get these, international prepaid cards to call family back home. And these cards are limited, they're time limited. Even as a college student, it was a tough job to be a college student. And I was born in the, close to the mid 90s. I'm sorry, mid 80s. And so being a college student, in the early 2000s, and that was tough. It wasn't easy at all. And I remember so many moments where I had books all around me, studying for 7 to 8 hours in a day for one course. But today, I was shocked to find that you can actually find answers to exams just by searching online. And I'm just very thankful and grateful that I experienced an era where I earned my results, because that effort, that pressure to put into life it's what's really helped me not just get through it at that moment, but in the future as well. And it's taught me to not only stay, but to never give up. And more importantly, you learn that what comes easy will never last. And what lasts will never come easy. We all want to live conveniently, but when things are too easy, that's not good. Because the reality is there are going to be moments and times in your life when things will not be easy. Life is going to require you to press through things, and you're never going to receive the future that you want if you think all you have to do is just sit back and just allow it all to fall into your lap. Some people have these really amazing opportunities right in front of them, but don't want to face the fact that they'll really have to press and stick through it in order to achieve it. And so what they do is they just simply quit. If you were ever on a path and you paused and now you want to get right back on track or right back where you left off, here are some ways that I feel will help guide you back into your path. Understand God is the way. It's easy to just give up, especially when you think that there's no way ever out of your situation. But there's always a way. Everything in life, it's always changing. The only thing that never changes is God. Have you noticed when you have God, you're never really at a dead end, and you're always at a new place to reach and to grow? God just doesn't provide us the way. He is the way, and He teaches us that in so many different ways, in so many different messages in His Word. Think strategically. When you are facing something new, or whenever you're facing a challenge, tell yourself that this is going to take longer than you think it will. It will be harder than you imagined it would be. And what you need to do to get to that goal, it may be more than what you think is going to be. Read books. Autobiographies, to me, are so valuable. So many of the books that I've read in my life have been written about people of the past. And in these readings and in these stories, you learn about overcoming and just never giving up, no matter what. I mean, they have gone through the most challenging of the challenging, but they've never given up, was just never in their mindset. It wasn't even something that they would even consider. And so it's amazing to see how those stories of overcoming and just sticking to the course has changed the lives of so many others after they've long been gone. But that's how powerful books really are. Apply healthy behaviors. There are so many people who come out of situations in ways that are just so unhealthy and so dysfunctional, just because someone knows how to function in life doesn't mean that they are actually functioning the right way. And this is one of the easiest ways to find yourself giving up when you are in a situation of dysfunctionality, whether it's with your friends, whether it's with your family, or even a romantic partner. Because someone's behavior has roots in them. And so it's important to apply healthy behaviors that's going to keep you toward the right path, and recognize if and when you're applying any unhealthy habits. Reach out. There is nothing wrong with reaching out whenever you feel stuck or whenever you feel like giving up. An example that I can give is whenever I'm babysitting. um, they reach an age where they literally believe that they can just do it all. They want to dress themselves, they want to put on their shoes, tie their shoelaces. And when I sit back and when I observe, I watch them and I notice that their shoes are on the opposite side or on the wrong side of their feet, or their shirt is backwards. But if you really think about it, that's how we are sometimes in our lives. Even though others try to help, people often refuse the help because they think that they can do it all by themselves. And so never be hesitant to reach out when you need to. Last but not least is celebrate your success. And that means every little success, every little tiny success, celebrate on that. And I think a part of the problem is that most people focus on what they're not than what they are. Or they focus on what they don't have instead of focusing on what they do have. You have to remember in life, there's always a start as we're heading towards the end. But there's also a middle. And within that middle is what can get challenging. A lot of people, even after years working on their journey or on their way and path of, along their journey, feeling like they haven't changed or haven't made any progress at all, even though they really have. But because there's other things that need to be done, it's made them feel like they made no changes in their life at all. And this is what can lead you to just quit. God has a great plan and life for us. But too often, you'll notice that people will try to find a simple way out or the easy way out. To really live your authentic life, you have to press and move forward. And as you do, you will learn that what has worked for you, what didn't work for you, and what could actually work for you. And that in itself will help you to stay moving forward. And so I encourage you to never stop, never giving up. You have a beautiful future, but you'll miss it when you stop yourself from getting there. And I hope you have a beautiful week and weekend ahead. Bye.